Welcome back, viewers. In the last video, we had done the installation of Fedora 37 workstation pre-RC release beta. And in this video, we will check out the workstation desktop, that is the GNOME desktop. It is the flagship desktop of Fedora. So on the first boot up after the installation, you are greeted with this setup. So this will set up the user. So let us start the setup of the user. So by default, the location services and the automatic problem reporting via the ABRT tool is enabled. You can toggle it off if you want. You can enable the third-party repositories if you want. So let us enable. Hit the next button. Go back to the previous. Okay. We did not miss anything, and you can connect your online accounts like Google, Nextcloud and Microsoft, but at this point don't do it. You skip this connection of online accounts, and later on you can connect your accounts. So you will get more options than these three. So when you go in the online accounts app, you will get, I think, 6 to 7 different options. Right now only 3 are shown, but if you go to the online accounts app in GNOME later, you will get more options. So let us skip this at this moment. Now you can create the user. I will create the user. So we have set up a weak password, and everything is completed. The user setup and system is set up now for use. We can start using the Fedora Linux. Okay, what first we will do is let us take a tour of the GNOME 43. So this Fedora 37 pre-RC beta features the GNOME 43 beta. So let us take a tour first. So let us start the tour. So you can just type to search. For example, I will type settings. If you type anywhere on the desktop, it will open up the search, and you can directly search for apps. You can find your files. Everything that is possible through the search is possible. Then keep on the top of Workspaces, so you can easily organize windows with Workspaces view. Then you got the touch mousepad gestures. So up down is possible on your touchpad, and you can also do the left right gestures to change the workspaces. And finally, we are done with the tour of GNOME 43 beta desktop. So this GNOME 43 beta desktop is just a big wallpaper which fills up your screen, and at the top there is a panel. So you got this activities button at the top left. The activities and the different fonts used in this top panel are bold, and they are highly contrast. So the panel has become very dark. It is dark black now. Earlier used to be gray, but now it is black, and there is a good contrast. So reading of the top panel is very easy now. Even this icons here, they are now bolder. So when you click on the activities, you can switch the workspaces. So 2 workspaces are there by default. At the bottom there is a dock where you can access the Firefox, you can access the GNOME calendar, you can access the Nautilus file manager, you can access the GNOME software, and you can access other applications that are installed. And at the top you have got a search bar where you can search any file, any word, and the search function will check across all the application. It has got access to all the applications, all the files, so it can search and show you the search results. And below that there is this workspace chooser. You can choose the workspace from here also, like this. Again, go back, you can choose the another workspace. So either you can choose the workspace from here, or you can choose it from the show applications menu also. You got the GNOME context, GNOME weather is there, GNOME clocks, GNOME maps, GNOME photos, this is video app. You got the GNOME calculator, the document scanner is there. It is a simple document scanner. You got the GNOME settings. You got the Fedora media writer, which is there by default. You got the system monitor. You got the GNOME boxes by default. You got the LibreOffice calculator, LibreOffice Impress, and LibreOffice Writer. So the complete LibreOffice suite is not there, but you can install it later on. Only the calculator, Impress, and the Writer. So you got Word, Excel, and you got the presentation. So these three applications are there. Then you got the GNOME Help, you got the Rhythm Box for your audio needs, you got the Cheese for taking selfies using the system camera, you got the gedit text editor, you got the GNOME tool, and in utilities you got the disk usage analyzer, you got the connections, you got the GNOME disk, you got the image viewer, you got the document viewer. It is the eVice document viewer. You got the characters, so you can install some characters, special characters. This is the ABRT, that is the problem reporting tool. You got the GNOME logs, you got the fonts. So let us check out the disk usage. So how much disk has been used by the system install. So here you can see the Fedora system has used up around 4 GB of the hard disk available. So it is quite light on resources. Now let us go back. Let us check out the system monitor. How is the RAM usage? So here you can see the different processes that are running. So the highest CPU usage is by GNOME shell. The GNOME system monitor itself is the second highest CPU user. The memory usage is highest for the GNOME shell. Second is the GNOME system monitor, which is using 17.4 MB, and the highest usage for GNOME shell is 162.3 MB. Now let us check out the resource use. So the CPU usage is hovering between, we can say, 7 to 20% for the different CPU cores. The RAM usage is around 1.4 GB, and swap usage is 326. Because the memory allocation is done just 2 GB, it is using the swap. If we give 4 GB of memory to the virtual machine, the swap usage will be 0. And you can see the network speed right now. Maybe it is syncing the repos in the background, that's why there is some download is going on. And here you can see the file systems. This is the home directory. It has used 3.8 GB. There is this boot partition. It has used 195.3 MB out of the 754 MB allocated. And this is the hard disk that was allocated to this virtual machine, total of 20.4 GB. And this is the install media. So you got this home, boot, and slash, that is the hard disk. This is the root partition. So 4 GB of the root partition has been used. Have you noticed one thing? Since the last 3 or 4 Fedora versions, if you see in the GUI, all the windows are getting flatter and flatter. You can see here, you can feel it. The top panel, it looks very flat. So I am observing this since Fedora 34, 35, 36, now it is 37 that is going to be released in near future. So you can see everything is getting flat. So it looks quite good, and it is eligible. So there is no reading problem. You can see here in the top panel also, the text is very bold. Text is bold, there is a good contrast, and the panel is dark. So it looks good also, and it looks, for everything looks flat. Even the top panel has become very flat. the icons are easily readable. Earlier used to be gray panel, so there was some difficulty in reading for the differentially able, but you can see here it is assisting all the users, making it easy to read the text on the panel. In even in the windows also, the text is very easy to read, and the flat look makes it very good looking. So now let us go over to the system settings or the GNOME settings. So let us see if there is change in the GNOME settings. So nothing is there. This is the network settings or the network manager settings. So you got the wired VPN and the network proxy settings. In the Bluetooth, there is no Bluetooth found because I have switched off the Bluetooth. Now the appearance section, which is very popular. Everybody wants to see something new in every version. So here there are two styles. The default, that is the light style, and the dark style is there. Then in the backgrounds you got some wallpapers. So can see here the different wallpapers are there. What is the okay, so this is the default wallpaper. It is abstract drawing, painting I can say. Now let us change over. Now let us see what happens, how it looks. So it is looking very gorgeous. Let us change. Yes, this is also very gorgeous, very beautiful looking desktop. This is also looking very nice. So this default wallpaper, there are two versions. One is only light and one is both dark and light. Let us change over to this. This is also very nice, very subtle, beautiful wallpapers they have chosen. This looks very nice for the eyes. It is very soothing for the eyes. It does not distract you, so you can focus on your windows where you are working. So the different windows will be there, and in the background of the windows the wallpaper is there. So wallpaper should not distract you, so your attention should be focused on the window that is in the foreground and not on the wallpaper. So it is satisfying this basic functionality of wallpaper. It should be pleasing to your eyes but not distract you from your work. Oh, this is also very nice. So this will change color. When you choose the dark theme, it will become blue, and when you choose the light theme or the light style, it will choose the yellowish colors. Now let us choose this. This is distracting. So if you see, the window is in the foreground and the wallpaper behind is distracting you. So this is not a good wallpaper choice, but this was good. This is quite soothing. But for my test, I like the top three, and I even like this two wallpapers. This three and this two. This five are very beautiful, and they are very soothing for the eyes. They don't distract you. But this one is distracting. This one little bit, and this is the maximum distracting wallpaper. Now let us change over to this. So this is also very soothing. I like such wallpapers. Then you got this. Let us see what happens. Yes, this is also very nice. Then you got this one. This is also very nice. And finally the bottom wallpaper. This is also okay, not bad. So I like this first three, then this fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth and ninth. So these 9 wallpapers I will recommend. Others are little bit distracting, and this was the most distracting one, this one. Okay, now let us go to the notifications. Before that, let me change over to some soothing wallpaper. So I think this one is very good. I will keep this. Notifications. So you got the DND toggle, you got the lock screen notification toggle, you got applications. You can toggle which applications will show notifications, which applications will not show the notifications. Then you got this search function. So you can give permissions for the search to search inside the different applications. So if I toggle this off, it will not search for any search string that is given in the contacts application. So suppose I put some name, say I put the name Vivek and search. So if the context is toggled off, it will not search for Vivek in the contacts. And if I toggle it on, it will search for the string Vivek in contacts. Now in multitasking, you can specify the hot corners. So right now the hot corners will work, and you got the active screen edges. So just bringing the window, say I will bring the window here. So you can see here it has toggled it. Just I bring it, drag it to the left. It is minimizing it and it is showing the workspace overview at the back. So that's it. Now there are this dynamic workspaces and fixed number of workspaces. So dynamic workspaces, what basically it will do is you can have n number of workspaces. So you can create more and more workspaces. So it will slow down your system. So better is to fix the number of workspaces. Normally two are enough for most of the users. So if you are a grand multitasker, you can have three or four. Four will be enough. After that, the system will slow down. Then you can have a multi-monitor setup. So you can choose the multi-monitor setup. You can have the workspace in all displays, or you can have workspaces only on the primary display. So this is the multi-monitor setting for the workspaces. Now in the applications section, you have got the search and notifications toggle for the boxes. So you can change the permissions for each app. So whatever apps you install, all will come here in the list, and you can do the settings for the settings or the permissions for the search and notifications from here. So you can do the settings for the different applications in search, and same you can do it in the application section. So both sections are a duplication of work. Then in the privacy, you can set the privacy for the location services, camera, microphone, Thunderbolt port, file history and trash, diagnostics and device security. You can set the screen lock delay, automatic screen lock, automatic screen lock delay, then the show notification on lock screen. Everything you can set from here. I will not go in detail. This is we have checked it out many times. Now you will understand. So while we were setting up the system, it was showing only three, that was the Google, Nextcloud and Microsoft option to set up the online accounts. Now we have skipped that during the setting of the system and the user. Now if you go and open the online accounts, you got more options. So you got Microsoft Exchange, you got Fedora, you got IMAP, SMTP and the enterprise login, Kerberos. So all the three are available in addition to the new four options of Microsoft Exchange, Fedora, IMAP, SMTP and the enterprise login, that is the Kerberos login. In the sharing, you can share your computer by toggling this setting on. So you can do file sharing, you can do a RDC or the remote desktop client, you can do media sharing and you can do remote login. So for that you have to toggle this on and then do the individual settings for all these four. This is the settings for the system sounds. So system sounds as well as the your sound card, you can do all the settings from here, and the microphone settings are also available here. In the power, you can change the power mode. You can do the power setting options. You can configure the power setting options. In the displays, you can configure the display. So you can see here the refresh rate is 75.0 hertz. So my system is 60 hertz only. So it supports only 60 hertz. I don't know how it is doing it the 75 hertz. You can toggle the night light on from here. Okay, so night light is unavailable right now. So maybe this setting is not working. This would be result of the graphics driver being used or the desktop being used remotely. So right now it is not working. So I think only this setting is not working. Otherwise, I think the rest everything is working. So it is a pre-release beta. So this is expected. Some of the functionalities might not work. Some of the features might not work as intended to work. Okay, now let us go to the mouse and touchpad. So here you can do the settings for your mouse and touchpad. Then you have got the keyboard settings. You can configure your input sources, input source switching, special character entries, keyboard shortcuts. Then you got the printer settings. So you have to first unlock it and then add the printers. You got the removal drive settings. So you can assign some automatic applications to open your CD, audio, DVD, video, music player, photos, software. So if there is some software, what it will do, it will run the software from your removable device. Then you have got this color profiles. So you can set your color profiles. You can import some color profiles and then set them on the system. You got this region and language settings. Then you got the accessibility features. You can toggle them on and off. You got the user administration. You can add the users. You can assign the privileges to the users. You can do it everything from here. Then you got this default application. So the web, mail, calendar, music and video and photos applications can be set for default. You got the date and time function here. And in the about section, you can see it is a Fedora system. It is 64-bit Fedora ISO. The GNOME version, it is not showing, it is showing not available, but it is 43 beta. So it is the latest GNOME version 43 beta. In Windowing system, it is Wayland by default. Virtualization is KVM, and there are some software updates pending. So we will check that out also. Now let us go over to the GNOME Software Center or the GNOME Software Store. Now let us. So here you can see at the top there are some app suggestions for the users. These are the featured apps. Then you have got the different sections of applications like the create. So create is basically for the creators. So if you click on the create, it will show you the different applications that can be used to create any audio, video. You can create your text files, you can create documents. So all the applications that are used for by the creators, you will find it here. You can create diagrams, you can create anything, any creation application used for creation will be shown here. Okay, now there is some, this is the work section. You got the play section. Let us check out the play section, what they have got in the play section. So the different games are there. You can see here different games are there. You can install any of this game and have fun. You got this socialization apps, you got this learning apps, you got some developer apps for the developers. So I don't see any issue with this software center. The GNOME software center is working perfectly. It is syncing very good with the servers and it is showing all the application instantly on the first click. So whenever you open any software section, it is immediately populating the software section within few seconds. So there is no lag in fetching the software list from the servers. In the codec section, you can install the different codecs. So the multimedia playback for H.264 is not installed by default since this is a proprietary. So, but you can install it. We have to just click on this, hit the install button. So here you got this option. So if some applications have multiple options for installation, like say the OBS Studio, you can install from the Fedora repos or you can install from the FlatHub. So it will show here, the options will be shown here. So this H.264 encoder is from the Fedora Linux repo. So it is showing the Fedora Linux. Otherwise, it is, if it is from FlatHub, it will be shown here as a FlatHub application. So it is, everything is working perfectly. I think there is no issue. Then there are some additional fonts you can install. My favorite is Comfort. I will show you here. Comforta is very good for reading. It is very pleasing for the eyes. There it is. I will show you Comforta. Comforta should come here. Is there a search function here? Okay, there is no search function. It should have one search function at the top where you can directly search the name of the application. I think the comforter maybe have been removed or it is not available right now. But I like the flat display of the different every application. The GUI is now very flat. It looks very pleasing for the eyes. The comforter font is not to be found here, or maybe it is there at the bottom. I don't know. Let us search. Okay, so the name of the comforter has changed. Earlier the name was only comforter. Now it is Johan Comforter. So it is already installed, I think. So yes, this is the comforter phone itself, I think. So that's why it is looking very pleasing for the eyes. So as per the name, it is perfectly working. It is comforting and soothing for the eyes, and it is very pleasant to look at. And in addition to the good font chosen, the display is also very flat. So very nice looking system. Okay, now let us check out the updates. So the different updates are there. I think they have installed the updates in the background. So these are the system updates. You have to just restart and update. So I think the download was done in the background. Okay. Now let us check out the installed applications. So these are the installed applications. Okay. So let us check out the software repository. So which additional software third-party repositories were enabled? We can see it from here. So by clicking the enable third-party repositories during the system setup or the user setup after the first boot, it has installed the Fedora Flatpak. It has been enabled. We had installed this Fedora 37 Open H264 encoder right now through the software Genome Software Center. There is a third party. Yes, the third party Copper repo has been enabled. You got the Fedora FlatHub section. This is also third party. It has been enabled by default. The Google Chrome has been enabled by default. The NVIDIA driver and the RPM Fusion Steam repo has been enabled by clicking on the enable third party repos during the user setup. So this is it. So this is one of the best things of Fedora. It enables many of the third party repos. So it is very helpful for the users. So many of the proprietary software can be immediately installed when the third party repos are enabled. Okay, so now I will close this. Let us check if anything is pending to be checked out. One thing is pending. So at the panel top right, you can see there is a drop down shade, and in the shade you got the settings, you got the screen lock, you got the power manager, and then you have got this system brightness function, and there are some 4 buttons on which if you click them it will show you the further settings. So clicking on the wired will show you the wired connection, Wi-Fi connections, and clicking on the balanced it will just toggle between the 2 power modes available, balance and power saver. And clicking on the night light it will switch on the night light, but night light is not working right now in the beta. And you have got this toggle for the dark mode. So this drop down shade just looks like Android mobile. Very nice. You can quickly do this settings. You can change the power mode, dark and the light mode, night light, and the your wired and Wi-Fi settings. So this is very good. With this I stop the video here. See you in the next video. Bye bye.